David wrote in Psalm 30, verse 7, Lord, by your favor, you made my mountain stand strong. You hid your face, and I was troubled. My paraphrase of that verse says, Lord, when you showed me your favor, it made me steady as a mountain. But when you hid your face from me, I was troubled within. I remember as a little kid, my mother had this old-fashioned wash machine that had an open top. You could look down in it. Had an agitator inside that would turn like this. And then it had a couple of rollers. You push the clothes through the rollers, and it would squeeze out all the water. Does anyone see one of those before at all? And I liked somehow when she was doing the laundry, I'd get up and I'd watch the agitator making the clothes clean. And so when I saw this verse and said that I was troubled within, I just picture inside me that agitator that's moving, stirring me up, making me discontent. There are times when you don't feel the presence of God. Sometimes it's because we moved. Sometimes it's because we're in the wilderness. Sometimes it's because we're proud and he moves away from the pride of our heart. And there's different reasons for it. I can't go into all that now, but he said I was troubled, I was vexed, I became affrighted within when you moved your face from me. Before, when I had your favor, I was steady as a mountain. I don't know if you ever got a chance to really look at mountains, but it produces, even as you study them, it produces in you this sense of being stable, being solid. And when you get the sense that God has removed his favor from you, it creates all kinds of difficulties. You tend to eat more. You tend to reject anyone who rejects you. If you're feeling rejected by God, then someone comes along and reinforces that. You can get a little angry and actually just start writing people off and checking them off your Facebook account or whatever you do, because you feel like you're under the disapproving gaze of God. You're living under a cloud of discouragement. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't work. What's the point in trying? You will try to do things, show people how smart you are, how clever you are, how talented you are, anything to try to squeeze a little bit of acceptance out of people. I've had people actually almost, it felt like they were coming up to me, putting a gun in my ribs and saying, give me all your favor, like me. And some of the stuff they're doing to get me to like me caused me to distance myself from them, so it became a double trouble. We bury ourselves in busyness. We overemphasize doing everything right and being right. Usually when these things happen, it's because we have this sense that God doesn't approve of us. And we'll actually avoid God. If he doesn't like me, I'm not going to spend any time with him. Who wants to spend time with an angry old man who's always super strict and he doesn't like you? Why would you go in and spend an hour before his throne talking to him and pouring out your heart before him? So we actually avoid God, and that's what the Jews were doing. They actually avoided God because they thought he was this mean old man who didn't like them anyway, so why even bother? If you had a grandpa who just always barked at you every time you came in the room and swore at you and told you to get lost and didn't bring you into his embrace and give you a candy and didn't nothing like that, well, why would you want to spend time with him? And so that's how people perceive God. David experienced it, and he said, I felt like God had turned his favor off, and it made me troubled within. And I have the same experience even to this day when I lose sight of his favor. You're not doing God a favor by drawing his favor. You need it. You're a better Christian when you're receiving and resting in his favor. There's times when I'll just curl up in bed and receive, actually take, God's favor into my heart by faith. You love me. You like me. You don't just love me, you like me. Your fondness is upon me. And I need that. And so by faith, I'll just set my heart around it and receive it and let it permeate my heart. I do better. I'm a better husband. I'm a better friend and pastor. I remember different times I'd take these retreats where I'd go off by myself for a week and get out in the woods and get out in my kayak or get out on some island someplace and clear the pipes, get back to God and get back to a sense of His favor. And I would do that, and the people in even my family, but the people in the church would say, Pastor, we like it when you go away, because when you come back, you're so much nicer to be around. Well, what had happened is I'd gotten a fresh glimpse of His favor toward me. Everyone does better when we feel His favor. We need to accept His acceptance. And His acceptance doesn't come by doing, it comes by believing. It doesn't come by doing everything right. It comes by just simply letting Him accept you. He's the one that proclaimed it, not you. He's proclaimed this, the acceptable year of the Lord. His fondness, His favor, His acceptance is available. It's attainable, it's accessible, not based on what you do, but based on what He has done. Isn't that good news? Yeah.